how he saved me, how he cleansed me, he's within me. He did it. I know. He did it. He did it. I know he did. He did it. He did it. I know he did. He did it. He did it. I know. Oh, pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I was lost, deep in sin. Jesus came and he took me in. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I was lost, deep in sin. Jesus came and he took me in. Oh, Jesus, he did it. He did it. He did it. Oh, Jesus, he did it. I know he did it. Oh, say Jesus, he did it. I know. He did it. One more time, say Jesus, he did it. He did it. Oh, pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I was lost, deep in sin. Jesus came and he took me in. Pick me up, turn me around, place my feet on solid ground. I was lost, deep in sin. Jesus came and took me in. Say, God, I know he did. I know for me. He did it for me. God did it. I know he did. For me. Amen. God did a wonderful thing for us on this morning. Amen. Amen. We simply come and give God praise. We give God thanks. I pray that each and every one of you didn't just come to church just to come, but I ask that you come with expectation. Amen. That is one of Pastor's favorite words, to come expecting. Come with expectation in your heart on this morning. Amen. Amen. Next up, you will hear none other than what I say and I feel and I know to be true. The best pastor on this side of heaven. Amen. Amen. None other than Pastor V.L. McDowell. Amen.
Well, I'm so thankful to be here. God is a good God. I don't believe y'all believe that. God is a good God in spite of what we go through, in spite of what we're experiencing. God is always good, isn't he? Amen. Y'all got to forgive me. We just finished preaching one sermon and jumping in here to preach another. But God is able, amen. Well, we've been talking about catfishing. Anybody ever been catfished before? One more time. Anybody ever been catfished before? Some of y'all saying, catfish, what you talking about catfish? All of us have been catfished before. Well, let's go back because, you know, I'm a teacher by trade. And what is catfishing? Catfishing is the intent to deceive. I'm going to say that again. Catfishing is the intent to deceive. Can we say that again? Catfishing is the intent to do what? Now, how many ever been deceived before? Okay, now watch this. This is going to take both. How many of y'all ever deceived somebody before? Yeah. Anybody ever been on a blind date? I'm going to look down. You ever been on a blind date and you didn't meet them before, and all of a sudden when y'all met up, that they didn't look like what you thought they were? Amen. And like that's catfishing. But can I tell you something? When we start talking about catfishing, the church has been catfished. The church has been one thing, looking like one thing, but you know you really are what? Something else. Come on, amen. Like, so we want to pick up from where we left off last week, giving the media just a little time. But we started with 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. Thank you, ushers. You may be seated. Yeah, thank you so very much. We start talking about somebody named who? Dave. Okay, thank you. And David did some little peekabooing. And when he did a little peekabooing, he was somewhere where he shouldn't have been. Amen. How many of us have been like David? You know that you should have been at work, but you took a day off. Don't y'all? You know that you should have been somewhere else, but you took something place somewhere else. But 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1 says this. It said, it happened in the spring of the year at the time when the king should go out to battle. So the first step here I know is David, who is the king, he should have been one place, but he decided to be somewhere else, which lets me know that every time when catfishing, the intent to deceive always gets you in trouble because you should have been somewhere else. Oh, well, you don't understand that. You know that you would not have those babies that you had you just taken the way of escape. Getting quiet. I'm at the true church. You had you taken the way of escape and deceiving, talking about if you love me. Well, you say, well, what they got to do with catfishing? Because you didn't tell them that you were crazy. You didn't tell them that you were bipolar. I know it's gonna get quiet. You didn't tell them that you had some down. You didn't tell them that one day that you're happy, the next day. You didn't tell them all that. All you showed them was the good side. So when I'm talking about catfishing, why don't you let people see who the real you are? The real you. So David turned around and he was peekabooing and looking over at somebody called Bathsheba. Thank God for a bath. Bathsheba. She was taking a bath. Amen. Hint, hint, hint. Taking a bath. So when he taking a bath, David should have been fighting, but he was watching. David should have been fighting, but he was watching. He was watching this woman take a bath. And once he watching a woman take a bath, he turned around and inquired about the woman. That's what the text says. I'm paraphrasing the text. And then went on and said, now, he inquired and said, don't you know that that's Uriah's wife? Okay, there's nothing wrong with inquiring. Come on, say there's nothing wrong with inquiring. But when you find out the truth, don't go. We all are inquisitive people. We want to inquire about things. There's nothing wrong. How many of you have seen a good-looking person in the last 24 hours? I know I'm going to look down. Because some of y'all are going to say, I ain't going to do that because I got my significant other. How many of y'all have seen a good-looking person in the last 24 hours? Okay, thank you very much. I heard that. See, the first thing you should have said, I saw me. Me look good, baby. Because some of y'all trying to talk about, you catfishing your own self. What catfishing your own self? You are deceiving yourself to making yourself think that you're nothing. Let me go with the text here. So catfish, not that you're catfishing somebody else. The first person that you're catfishing is yourself. It's greatness on the inside of you, but instead of you seeing the greatness, you catfishing yourself and saying, I ain't gonna never be nothing. I ain't gonna never have nothing. Every man that I get ain't nothing. How do I keep getting in there? I ain't gonna never. Who told you that? Catfishing. Because if God be inside of you, and if God on the count of the hills and everything on there, and if God is in for you, go. If God is for you, who can be against you? Why are you talking yourself out of being great? David turned around and the catfishing. So catfishing, according to Wikipedia, means to refers to the creation of a fictitious online person. Now, somebody say, I ain't online. I don't use no computer. Well, online will tell me I can take it from this place to that place, right? Well, God can take it from this place to that place. And God is a spirit, isn't he? So he's online everywhere, isn't he? Okay, so when it says catfishing, then David inquired about a woman that he wanted. He inquired about a woman. They told him who the woman was. He brought this woman in, and he had sexual relationship with her. That's what the text said. End up getting pregnant. Mm-mm. And so verse 26 says this. When the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when her mourning was over, David sent and brought her to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. But the thing that David had done, oh, y'all don't know, the thing that David had done displeased the Lord. Well, what did David do? He catfished him. What do you mean? He deceived the man to make him think that he was friendly, but he really wasn't. So if we look at the text now, what is the deception? The deception was he slept with another man's wife. He called the husband in to make him cover up for his sin. Okay, y'all didn't understand that. Let me break it on down to you. You know, you ask your tax collectors and your tax preparers to cover up for the lie that you carried a child all year that you didn't carry not one time. Okay, y'all still didn't like that one. Okay, let me go to your belly. You catfishing, you deceived the cash register person that was at Piggly Wiggly. Gave you a shout out, Piggly Wiggly. And you had a card that was not your name. Getting quiet on it. I know y'all getting it did have your name on it. And you had this card to present to the cashier saying that you are so-and-so, but really you are so-and-so. You catfish. Okay, some of y'all still don't know. You go to the gas station. I see y'all gonna be a hard person to try to preach to today. You go to the catfish car. Then it's called a credit card. Credit or cash. And you're not using a credit card, you are using a debit card. And it comes on the screen and says, is this a debit card? And majority of you press, y'all don't want to talk to me, right? Why do we press no? Because ain't no money in the bank. And so now we press no because if you say that it is a debit, you got to enter a PIN. Come here, Catfish. I'm coming in. So the PIN number says now, here is the password and the PIN number password is to say thank you. So David turned around and he came in. The reason why we catfish is because we're not aware that God is everywhere. God looks. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that's what he also reap. Well, what they got to do with it? Let me get to my text for some of y'all. So, well, what do you got to do with it? So he came on in. He took this woman in. They had a child. And so what I want to talk about today is the dangers of catfishing. The danger of catfishing. Let me say that again. The danger of catfishing a person. Well, we go to chapter 12 now. There was a person named Nathan who was a prophet. And Nathan was sent to him. Let's look at verse 1. They might not have it because I gave him to him last minute. It says, then the Lord sent Nathan to David, and he came to him, and he said unto him, there were two men in one city, one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceedingly many flocks and herd, but the poor man had nothing except one little old lamb, which he had brought and nourished. And it grew up together with him and with his children. It ate of his own food and drank of his own cup and lay in his bosom. And it was like what? A daughter to him. And a traveler came, verse 4, came to the rich man who refused to take from his own flock and from his own herd to prepare one for the wayfaring man who had come to him. I know this long. But he took the poor man's lamb and prepared it for the man who had come, what? To him. Here we go. So David, anger was greatly aroused against the man, and he said to the prophet Nathan, as the Lord lived, the man who has done this shall surely die, and he shall restore fourfold for the lamb, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. Then Nathan said to David, you are the man. All right. You are the man. Now, it's amazing to me that people who always do wrong always want to go hard on somebody else that does wrong. Oh, yeah. We have no mercy. We have no grace for nobody else because we think that we all that. Bump your neighbor and go and tell them, say, you ain't all that. I know y'all don't. I know you thought you not all that. You still got flaws. You still got errors. You ain't all that. It's just the grace of God that you ain't got exposed. Here David was in his self-righteousness because he had catfish. He deceived another man. And God is not mocked with so a man sword. That's what he shall also reap. And he said, now, you are the man. But here we go. For all the people, you say, well, what's the danger of catfishing? Okay, I'm glad you asked me because we got to go out of order. Let's go down to verse. Let's see. Y'all don't mind me seeing, do you? Y'all don't mind me. Y'all don't. I had it right here in front of my face, but it. Look what he said. Nope, and nope. Verse 13. He says, so David, after the prophet told him, you are that person, David did what I'm telling everybody else to do. If you mess up, confess up. I got to catch this. When you mess up, confess up. David said, oh, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said, because you have acknowledged this as sin, the Lord has also put away your sin, and you shall not what? You shall not what? You shall not what? You shall not do what? Just because you made a mistake, but you confessed up, you shall not what? Come on, y'all. You made a mistake. God is not out here for all of y'all that thinking that God is about to kill you. God is not ready to kill you. He loves you. You just got to confess up what you've done wrong. And for all of y'all that's sitting out there still saying, what is the danger of catfish? Can you please just tell me? The danger is this. Unconfessed sin can get you killed. Yeah. He said, now, then Nathan departed to his house. And the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bore to David. And it became ill. And God said to him, he said, now, I'm not going to kill you, but the thing that you love, which is your child, can't live. What you think about that? The thing that you call somebody else to do, he caused death to come upon, somebody he loved, that they love. And the same thing, because it said that the Lord struck the child. So I got to get y'all to understand that. God does not do any damage. God allows it, but he does not do it. Let's say that again. So he sowed death, and what he reaped was. Be careful of what you take from another person, because the same thing that you take from another person, you will lose it yourself. Let me say that. Can I go to relationship real quick? Be careful of how you speak down on another person, lest that other person come and speak down on you. Let me go a little bit deep, because I see that this church here just gonna be real quiet today. Let me. Yeah. Be careful of how those of you who have exes, be careful of how you talk about them. Why? Because he said those who God made are good and very good. Just the sin that they did was wrong. He without sin, come on up here. Who ain't never done nothing, come on up here. For all the women that talking about, that man ain't no good. He ain't no good. He ain't no good. He ain't no good. You ain't either. I know you. Well, A lot of you women don't pray. I'm getting quiet in here. Y'all got some men today? Y'all men gonna help me up? Y'all scared? All right, let me know you in here now. Look here. Women want to pray a man, but you ain't a praying woman. You want somebody to submit to, but you don't submit to God. You want them to hear you, but you don't hear God. Come on, come on, come on. You say that you love God, but you catfish God. Uh-oh. How do I catfish God? Because you said that you were something, and I love you, God. I serve you to the end. And then when hard times come, you back out with God. So you say, well, how do I catfish? Because a lot of people, I was saving this for to next week. The church has gone catfish with God. What do you mean? You deceiving people? You know you don't love people. You know you don't even like folks. Oh, it getting quiet now. We can say amen. Some of y'all right now, y'all can't stand for those chairs to be close as they are right now. Some of y'all done moved over 4 steps since you've been sitting down. We just don't love folks. We don't want nobody to greet us, come try to hug y'all. A lot of y'all sit down there, turn your little face up. They try to tell you, come to this seat. No, you don't want to go to that seat. You're going to go to this. Just catfish. Catfish in the church. Catfish in the church where people always coming and trying to instruct you, but you don't want to be instructed. You just want to do what you want to do. That's catfishing. The intent to deceive somebody. Because I thought you said, Lord, I'll serve you until I die. Then we used to sing that, oh, Lord, I'm going to treat everybody right. You lied again. You know you ain't treating everybody right. First of all, you don't even love yourself. I'm coming in for Latin. It's going to be a quick. You don't love yourself. Some of y'all don't love your nose. Some of y'all don't love your hair. Don't love your skin color. Some of y'all don't love nothing about you. So how can you treat the next person right when you don't love yourself? The deceptions of catfishing would be, the danger of catfishing is you can't deceive somebody and think that you get away with it. You cannot continue to deceive people and think with your whole self that you're going to make it in. And then we want the streets people to come here when they looking at how fake we are. Okay, get quiet now again. Church people. We don't want to tell them that every now and then. Can we be transparent today? Every now and then, some of y'all still take a little sip. Now y'all getting quiet. Y'all want to get quiet because y'all don't want y'all don't want it. And cold, you got to have that cold. It is cold. Some of y'all still on. Yeah. You don't want to tell me some of y'all still hitting that left hand cigarette. Make me sleep better. Yeah. God made it the herbs. He made it for me. God made everything. It's how we use it that makes it wrong. Catfishing in the church. That's what I should have put up there. I gave you catfish, the danger of it. I should have said catfishing in the church today. We're catfishing. Catfishing means, do you really love people? Do you really love God? How can you say you love a God whom you haven't seen and you can't stand the one that's sitting right next to you? How? He said you lying. How can you say that you love God whom you have not seen and you can't stand the person that's right next to you? Okay, what? That person ain't right next to me. You can't even stand your ex. Uh-oh. They bring that name up. You better not bring that name up. Wait. I thought you said that you forgive. I thought you said that you love. But every time you see a glimpse of your ex, men, let me get you right there, because we something else too. Oh yeah, y'all thought I was just talking to the women? No, I told you I'm gonna come to y'all today. Didn't I say that? Women, I don't want y'all to call me. I said, I know y'all was sitting there saying, you said you were gonna turn around. You started talking about that. Oh, come on, men. You can't turn around and you can't even be in the same room with your ex. There's something wrong. Men catfishing in the church. Why you lead that woman on and you don't want her? And getting quiet now. You got one thing in mind. And after that's accomplished, the thrill is gone, BBK. Can we? I'm talking about brothers today. You know you have no intent of leading her. You have no intent of nothing. So why are you gonna play with her emotion? Well, she dumb enough to stay there. I'm dumb enough to keep on doing it. You know, you seeing what you're saying? That's dangerous. Look here. Women used to take stuff. Women will cut you now. Oh, I see. I know. What we used to could get away with. Come on, I'm landing now. I'm landing quick today. What we used to could get away with, men. Can I tell us brothers something there? You can't beat a woman cheating. You get quiet, my brother. They like you on your own now. You on your own. Now y'all women got to have my backup. My brothers go. You can't. Women 10 times smarter than us. They 10 times smarter than us in that area. Y'all catch it now. And for all y'all women that think men dumb, let me help y'all out again now. Man ain't dumb. He know. He just play dumb. Let me say that again. A man will play dumb with you. How is the catfishing going on with the danger of it? Men, it is dangerous for us to have the role to be a man and you catfish, but you're not a man. I'm going to run that again. You're a man. You look like a man. You built like a man, but you don't carry yourself like a man. No woman want no jellyback man. I'm finished. Men, it is time for us to be men. Men means stop giving her everything that she wants. A lot of times a woman will turn around and act like she wanted just for you to tell her no. When David catfish, he ended up losing. Don't allow something that you love to be lost because of what you sowed. What he did, he reaped. Don't allow something that you love to be taken away from you from something that you sowed. Relationship here. So he said, I'm going to let you live, but I'm going to take away your fun that you had. But watch this. Whatever God allows to be taken, y'all got to catch this. Goodbye. I'm finished, y'all. He gives it back better. The first one was taken after 7 days. It said 7 days, 7 is the number of completion. He said, you left out of there. He said, but the next one came along. Oh, y'all, the next one came along was by the name of Solomon. This is David and Bathsheba had a son named Solomon, who's the wisest man. Ooh, y'all, the richest man. Based upon, and I'm telling this somebody, just because your mistake happened does not declare what your future will become. Let me say that again. Just because you had some bad breaks, just because it looked like you're not going to make it, does not determine how your future is happening. David turned around, he sinned. He did some wrong. He killed. He had a baby. The baby died. They did it the right way. And now look what he got. I'm telling somebody today, all you got to do is confess up. The dangers of catfishing mean this. You could lose what you love by sowing the wrong thing. If you've been joining us via streaming, I've been feeling Dr. Walter Newsom of the Mount Gilead Missionary Baptist Church all day today. It's called a helicopter. The dangers of catfishing is this. You can lose something that you love so dearly by playing a game. Don't play a game because you're looking on the outside, but God looks at your heart. And God is not mocked whatsoever man soweth, that's what he shall also reap. I want to want to tell you that the ways to give are on the screen. Thank you for being with us. Pastor will be back next week with Samson and Delilah. Whose head is in your lap? That's what we'll talk about next week. Be careful of who you lay your head in who lap, because it might not be love. It might be catfish. I'll see you next week. And remember the words of John. And you should know the truth, and the truth that you know shall make you free. I love you. I'll see you next week. Be blessed.